everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're like me, you probably spent a good chunk of your school days staring out the window, wondering when you learned something you'd actually use in real life. Well, what if I told you that some of the most profound life lessons aren't found in a textbook, but in the anime we all love? Today, we're diving into 7 life lessons that anime teaches way better than school ever could. So grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's get started. First up, and it's a big one, pain builds strength. School teaches us to avoid failure at all costs. A bad grade feels like the end of the world. But anime shows us a different perspective. Think about pretty much any shonen protagonist. Naruto Uzumaki, for instance, started as an outcast, constantly scorned and underestimated. Every failure, every heartbreak, every brutal defeat wasn't a dead end for him. It was fuel, it was a reason to train harder, to get smarter, to push past his limits. He embraced the pain of his past and used it to forge an unbreakable will. Look at Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. The unspeakable trauma he endures becomes the very engine of his relentless drive. Anime teaches us that pain isn't something to be feared or avoided. It's an inevitable part of growth. It's the friction that sharpens the blade. While school punishes mistakes, anime shows us that our scars are proof that we've fought, we've survived, and we've become stronger for it. Next, let's talk about the power of friendship. Sure, school encourages teamwork on group projects, but let's be real, that usually means one person does all the work while everyone else chills. Anime portrays friendship on a whole other level. It's not just about having people to hang out with. It's about having a bond that literally gives you the strength to overcome impossible odds. Think about the Straw Hat Pirates in One Piece. They're a chaotic bunch of misfits, but their loyalty to each other is absolute. Luffy would literally go to war with the entire world for any one of his crewmates, and they'd do the same for him. Their combined strength is far greater than the sum of their parts. Or consider Gon and Killua from Hunter x Hunter. Their friendship helps them navigate a brutal world, and they consistently risk their lives for one another without a second thought. Anime teaches us that true friends are the family we choose. They are our support system, our motivators, and the ones who will stand by our side when the world turns against us. That's a lesson far more valuable than anything a group project can teach. The third lesson is a classic, but anime drives it home like nothing else. Hard work beats talent. We've all heard the phrase, but school often feels like a celebration of natural talent. The smart kids just seem to get it without trying. But in the world of anime, the real heroes are often the ones who have to claw their way to the top. Rock Lee from Naruto is the ultimate example. He had zero natural talent for ninjutsu or genjutsu. By all accounts, he should have given up. But he didn't. He dedicated himself to taijutsu, pushing his body to its absolute limits through relentless, punishing training. And what happened? He became one of the most formidable shinobi in his village, capable of standing against geniuses like Gar. Then there's Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Born without a quirk in a world where superpowers are everything, his dream of becoming a hero seemed impossible. But his heroic spirit and his tireless effort to learn and grow, even before he had powers, is what made him worthy. Anime consistently shows us that talent is just a starting point. It's the hard work, the dedication, the sweat, and the tears that truly define a champion. It's a powerful message that no matter where you start, effort can take you anywhere. Lesson number 4, never give up. It sounds cliché, I know. But how many times in school were you told to maybe try something else if you weren't good at it right away? Anime champions the power of persistence. It's about staring defeat in the face and getting back up again and again and again. Think of the entire premise of shows like Haikyuu. The Karasuno volleyball team are the flightless crows. They lose, they get crushed, but they never, ever stop trying to fly. Hinata is too short, Kageyama is too arrogant, but together, they refuse to accept their limits. Every loss becomes a lesson, a stepping stone to their next victory. This theme is everywhere, from Ash Ketchum losing Pokemon League after Pokemon League but still striving to be the very best, to the Survey Corps in Attack on Titan charging into battle knowing the odds are stacked impossibly against them. School teaches us about quitting points. Anime teaches us that the only real failure is giving up on your dream. The fifth lesson is about understanding your enemy. In history class, we learn about good guys and bad guys. It's all very black and white, but anime excels at showing us the shades of gray. It forces us to look at the villain and ask why. Why are they doing this? What happened to them to make them this way? Think about characters like Pain from Naruto or Mirum from Hunter x Hunter. They commit monstrous acts, but as you learn their backstory, you begin to understand their motivations, even if you can't condone their actions. You see their pain, their ideology, their own twisted sense of justice. Mirum's evolution from a ruthless king to a being capable of love and compassion is one of the most powerful character arcs in all of fiction. Anime teaches empathy on a grand scale. It shows us that monsters are often made, not born, and that understanding the why behind someone's actions is the first step toward finding a real solution, rather than just winning a fight. Lesson number 6 is a heavy but important one: the cycle of hatred. This is something that rarely gets discussed in a classroom setting, but it's a central theme in many of the greatest anime series. Naruto, again, is a masterclass in this. The entire ninja world is trapped in a cycle of revenge. One village attacks another, which leads to retaliation, which leads to more hatred, passed down from one generation to the next. Characters like Nagato, Obito, and Sasuke are all victims and perpetrators of this cycle. The show doesn't just present the problem, it explores the solution. It argues that the only way to break the cycle is through understanding, forgiveness, and a refusal to seek revenge. It's an incredibly mature and complex idea. We see it in Full Metal Alchemist, too, with the Ashvalan War, and Scar's journey from a man consumed by vengeance to one seeking redemption. Anime tackles these huge, philosophical concepts about human nature and shows us that hatred only ever begets more hatred. And finally, lesson number 7, everyone has their own definition of justice. In school, justice is simple. You break a rule, you get a punishment. It's a rigid system. Anime presents a much more complicated and realistic view. What is right? What is wrong? It depends entirely on your perspective. Think about Light Yagami from Death Note. From his point of view, he's a god of justice, cleansing the world of evil. From LS' perspective, he's a mass murderer. Who is right? The show never gives you a simple answer. It forces you to think, or look at the conflict in Code Geass between Lelouch and Suzaku. They both want to create a better world, a more peaceful world, but their methods and definitions of justice are polar opposites. Lelouch believes the ends justify the means, while Suzaku believes you must work within the system. Anime doesn't give you the answers, it gives you the questions and respects you enough to let you figure out your own moral compass. It teaches you that justice isn't a simple, universal concept, but a deeply personal and complex one. So there you have it, 7 profound life lessons that I honestly believe anime teaches better than school. From the value of pain and the power of friendship to the complexities of justice and hatred, these stories give us so much more than just entertainment. They give us frameworks for understanding ourselves and the world around us. What do you think? Are there any other major life lessons you've learned from anime? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to read them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.